Hey guys, today's challenge comes from Stardew Valley. I spent 1 year in game time from spring the 1st to winter the 27th without selling anything, and then cashed out on winter the 28th, sold everything in 1 day. How much money was I able to get? Let's watch. Alright, this is it. This is it, guys. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Look at this. Okay, it is winter the 28th, year 9. It is the last day of the year, and I have gone all year since last winter, the 28th, without selling anything. Instead of selling stuff, what I've done is stored everything up here in my house. So, let me take you through some of what I've made this year, and I'm going to sell this all today. I'm going to sell this all in 1 day and see how much money I made. Before I go through some of these chests to show you, I want to take a look at my money real quick. So if you look in the top right, I'm at 14 million. Just shy of 15 million. I'm at 14.8 million. I started the year at 18.4 million. So I've spent just shy of about $4 million this year, mainly on seeds. And I also, I bought a lot of animals this year. I bought a barn, I got a coop, upgraded all that stuff, bought a ton of animals. About halfway through the year, I got those animals. And that was a good chunk of change too. So let me show you what I'm going to be selling here today. So this chest, this is just my wine and my juice. I have some random stuff, like yam juice, pumpkin juice, parsnip juice. I got a ton of mead. I never known how to say that. Eggplant juice, cauliflower, artichoke, and amaranth juice. I have some of the lesser wines, like cranberry wine, and just plain old regular wine. But what I'm really excited about, the vast majority of this wine, starfruit. So we got thousands upon thousands of starfruit wine. And just over 100 purple star, iridium grade starfruit. And some rhubarb wine. A lot of rhubarb wine, actually. So that's going to be the majority of the profit, I'm sure. In these chests, I have some excess minerals and some cool looking rocks. And this is the overflow for that. So this is just some more. And tons of diamonds. 2,400 diamonds we're going to be selling today that I've collected this past year. In this chest, this is where I had a lot of my honey and my wheat, but I turned a lot of that honey into wine down here. I didn't know you can do that. You just put some honey into one of those kegs, and then it pops out a bunch of mead, which is cool. I had no idea. There's nothing in this chest. I ended up not using that one. And in these final two, this is just a bunch of flowers. So this is where I kept all my fairy rose flowers that I made throughout the year. And then this last one is just my jazz flowers. Coming up to the top, so most of the crops that I made this year, I ended up turning into wine. But anything that I didn't turn into wine is up here. So this is my spring crop. So I got a ton of potatoes, a ton of parsnips, a ton of kale, a ton of green beans, garlic, and then cauliflower. So we're going to be selling all of that today. For my summer crops, honestly, it was all starfruit. All I did this summer was starfruit, and I turned all of that into wine. So there's nothing left in the summer crops. Fall crops, I turned a lot of this stuff into wine too. We have a bunch of one-off stuff like melons and apples and stuff. I turned a lot of this stuff into wine or juices as well, but we do have a ton of eggplants, bok choys, and corn. So we're going to be selling all that today. Didn't use that chest. Over here we have some food that I had some excess of. I'm just going to sell that stuff. And then finally, this is all the animal stuff. This is all the animal goods and products that I've been making this year. So we have void mayonnaise, a ton of truffle oil, and just tons of mayo. We got regular mayonnaise, we got duck mayonnaise, we got goat cheese here, we have tons of cloth, regular cheese, some unprocessed wool, and then rabbit's foot, duck feathers, and some unprocessed milk. So, like I said, I got the animals about halfway through the year. I believe I got them during summertime. So all this stuff has been produced since summer. So before I put all this stuff in the chest to sell, let me walk you around my farm just a little bit, show you my process, how I've made all this stuff, and just kind of my general layout here. So first off, these houses next to my house, these are the guest houses. These are the houses that when my friends come to play with me, this is where they spawn from. So I really only play Stardew Valley with my wife and her sisters, and it just turns out that there's 3 of them that like to play, and they each like different things. So this one is for my wife, Kat. She really likes, she likes the animals. So I gave her like a nature kind of animal type hut here that she can live in. And then this one is for my wife's sister, Emily, and she really digs fishing. So I made her a little fishing cottage here. And then finally, my wife's sister, Erin, she really likes going mining and killing things in the mine and hunting for ore. So that is the mining themed one. My greenhouse, this is where I grow starfruit year-round. It looks like I have some today, but it's the last day of the season. I'm not going to pick this today. Today's just going to be about selling, so I'll deal with this after this episode. Over here, this is the new barn that I made this summer. So I got a barn and I got a coop. So let's go into the coop. This is where all my ducks and rabbits and chickens are. Say good morning to everybody. I believe they should all have full love for me, if not close to full love. So they're giving me some good stuff here. Get some of their eggs. They got plenty of food and heat to keep them warm during this cold winter. Say hi to all these guys. Got some pigs, goats, cows, the huge. Say hi to everybody. They all got full hearts. So they did just give me some animal products here, so I'm going to go process them in this hut. So here's where I can process the eggs into mayonnaise. So let me go ahead and do that. This is also where I can turn the wool into some cloth, linen, and then I could turn the milk into cheese. I do have a purple star milk, which is more valuable than the cheese, so I'm just going to keep that as it is and not process. So I'm going to leave that going, and I'm going to come back a little bit later today and pick that up. These 2 huts, this is where I have all my crystallariums, and they are 24/7 producing diamonds. So diamonds are produced about once a week, and I get 82 diamonds a week from those things. This hut, this is where I keep all my seeds. We have it divided by season, so we have spring, summer, and fall. On the left, this is where I keep my gold star crops, just a small handful of them. And then on the right, this is where I keep my seeds for that season. And then the last hut, this is where I keep all my ore and all my gold and valuable materials. So my iridium bars, my ore. You can see I do have a fair bit of everything here. I'm not going to be selling any of this today, even though this is vast excess. I am just going to hold on to these for the time being. So that's not going in the bin today. So below all this, these are my fields. So it's winter, so this is all snow, but every other season, these fields are just full of crops. And I have iridium sprinklers automating the whole watering process, which makes the whole thing super simple. I just got to plant them and pick them when they're ready. After I pick them, I could bring them down to these sheds down here. And every one of these is just full of kegs. Nothing is being produced right now because I timed it so everything finished producing yesterday, and I was able to get all the wine and juices out of it for today. So I'm not going to put any of my crops in here today because I'm going to be selling it, and it won't be ready for a few days to a week if I put them in here today. So this is all of that. I believe there are 13 of these sheds, each with 41 kegs. And I'm able to produce hundreds and hundreds of bottles of wine and juice a week because of that. So that is the gist of it. Let me go and get my animal products, see if they're ready, and I will start putting stuff in the bin to sell, and we'll see how much money we get out of that. So my mayo is usually the first that's ready to go. The cheese never is too far behind. It should be ready here in a second or so. And then I'll probably have to come back for the cloth linen. That usually takes a little while longer. There's the cheese. And I'll come back for that one cloth. So let's go back to the house and just start dumping this stuff in the crate. So I'm going to start with all the animal products. So let's just load this stuff up. Luckily I can carry it all at once, and we'll just start dumping it in, guys. We'll start dumping it in this crate. This is insane. I honestly have no idea how much money I'm expecting to make here. I haven't sold anything all year. Alright, so next let's get the food. The excess food. And pick up these things as well. I think I can carry all these at the same time. Alright, that was some of the diamonds. And then I'll come back and I'll get the rest of the minerals. Alright, we'll dump all these in. It's already 3:40 p.m. I need to get to it. I've been talking too much. Alright, we'll probably have to take 2 more trips to get the rest of these minerals. Yep. And you know what? I could just do that. Just use the scepter to take me out. We'll do that to save some time. Alright, we're gonna dump all these. And we're gonna get the rest of the minerals and the wine. See if we can get all the wine during this trip. If not all of it, we should be able to get most of it. Yeah, I'll have to make another trip for that. This is the money maker right here, though. That's where all the money is coming from. That starfruit wine. That's gonna be millions. That's millions of dollars. Just that alone. Alright, we'll get that. And let's see if we can get these fall crops. Yep. And we'll come back for spring. Got all that. I don't know why. That didn't really save too much time. Okay, let's see. We got the spring. We'll take this out. All right, what else? We got flowers. We got the 2 things of flowers. Let me just verify all these are empty. Yep, we got all that. We got all this. So let's get these roses. And I'll come back for the blue jazz. And then maybe that's it. I'll go back to the animal shed and get all that. By all that, I mean that 1 cloth linen. Yep, that's all empty. And that's all empty. Okay, I believe that's everything in the house. So we'll dump this stuff. And we'll go get that 1 final animal product. And then that should do it for the day. There it is. While we're here, there's nothing of value. There's nothing I'm selling in this one, but this is my final shed, just to show you what it is. This is my storage. So this is where I put all my wood. This is where I put all my stone. This is where I put my excess everything, really. Bee houses, my tappers. This is where all the pathways go. So that's that. Again, I'm not selling anything in there though, so I'll leave that alone. And that's it. The cloth linen. Alright guys. This is what it's all been for. I started the year at 18.4 million. I'm now at 14.8 million. I'm down $4 million. How much money are we going to make tonight? My heart's beating like so fast. You have no idea. I feel like there needs to be a drum roll or something. I hope to God there's not like a technical issue during recording this. This took so long. I don't even understand what I'm looking at right now. What? How do you read that? Like, it's totally busted. It's totally busted. Like, does that say 7 million? The numbers are bouncing. 7 million? That's like 7.7 million. This is 2.4 million. But that doesn't equal 234,000. Like, it's too much for the game to process. Okay, I'm gonna have to crunch some numbers to figure this out. All right, I'm back and I just crunched the numbers so I know what we're looking at here. For the farming, basically it's just missing a 1 in front of the 7. So right now it says 7,745,000. It's supposed to be 17,745,000. Foraging is okay. Fishing's okay. Mining, that is correct. 2,408,000. And other is 80,099 for a grand total of 20,234,061 gold. So that total is correct at the bottom, but there's supposed to be a 20 on the left side outside of the box. So yeah, it's 20.23 million. And I spent just under 4 million this year. So I made 16 million more. I basically made 16 million in profit. Is how you can look at it. So I want to see how this breaks down a little bit. I'll go through this kind of quickly and point out anything that is of note, at least to me. The truffle oil, by far the most valuable of any of these animal products, bringing in 164,000 gold. The starfruit wine, this is where you start seeing some serious money though. Look at this. For the 999 starfruit wine, that is 2 million. It's 2.2 million for each of those 999 starfruit wines. Far and away, the most bang for the buck comes from the starfruit. I mean, compare the 999 starfruit wine to the cranberry wine. Night and day. Basically, you just add a 0 onto the starfruit. And what else is of note? A lot of this stuff is pretty cheap. You can see how cheap the juice is compared to the wine. You're only getting like 85,000 max with this juice. And we just keep going down in value. Cloth has a good return on investment. I feel like the blue jazz, the flowers aren't really worth much. But it was nice that they're there. And you can see how the crops, how much money they ended up returning. So yeah, I'll quickly go through some of these other things. Mining diamonds. Diamonds is where it was at. For every 999 diamonds, you basically have $1 million. Just under $1 million. Everything else was pretty cheap. The emerald brought back 16,000, which was kind of nice, but not much money to be had here. And then finally, other. This is where you have some of the other animal products, and you can see how that's returning. Oh yeah, the wheat flour. So yeah, if you're interested in how much crops are worth and how much money you get for certain things, I think this is a great kind of breakdown. And like I said, the total is 20,234,000. So let's watch this enter my bank account for day 1 of spring, year 10. I was at 14 million, and I'm going to go up to 35 million. Not a bad year. All right, guys. I'll catch you next time.